Worked collaboratively with Rainbow Gardens for the last, since its inception in 2008. So it's been quite some time. And the garden has really grown throughout that time. So the garden represents over 30 countries and over 160 families that actually garden here. So it's not just a place where you come and you grow food. It's a place for the newcomer community to rebuild and make those connections once they arrive here in Winnipeg. So we're thrilled to have you here today, and looking forward to this being the first of many volunteer days. David's going to take us through kind of what to expect and get us going in terms of what we're going to be doing throughout the day. You will notice that we've got some video going, and there will be other folks kind of taking pictures. We have Genevieve here from CBC. So enjoy the day. We've got some beautiful weather. It's not too hot. It's a little bit overcast. Perfect day for the garden. And if you have any questions at all, feel free to touch base with any of the Food Matters staff or Brian. And we're going to have a good day. So we're excited to have you here. And thank you to the team at Shaw for all of the work and kind of coordination of the day. And thank you to the team at Food Matters for all of the coordination that went into today. These days don't just happen. It takes a lot of coordination on the part of both organizations and the team here at Rainbow Gardens. So you will see that there will be families that are coming and gardening today. So don't be shy. Reach out and talk to them.
Normal job I do is coordinating all of the kids' cooking classes that we put on. But today I'll be helping out in the garden. And there's going to be lots of tasks to do today. Raymond's kind of set up a lot for us to do to get the place looking great. There's going to be some weeding, some cleaning up around the compost bins, some planting of flowers in a community spot. We'll also be able to hopefully send a couple people off with a vehicle to pick up some more seedlings. And then we'll also, kids are welcome to help out in all of that, but if they want, we also have paints that they can paint the rain barrels. So we'll have lots of activities for that. Then around 11 we'll have a short break, and then at 1 o'clock we'll have a great delicious lunch that's being catered, and then we'll do a bit more gardening before cleaning up for the rest of the day.
Oh, chili, yeah. So do you grow any more spices, or?
Yeah. My name is Ravi Tinchina.
Yeah, you come from which country?
I am from Bhutan.
Bhutan, oh,
Yeah.
Very good. How long have you been here?
5 years.
5 years. Very good. In your country, what kind of activity you did in your country?
I am farmer. I was farmer in there. I have big land on land. Then I produce paddy, you know paddy? Rice.
Rice, okay.
Rice, corn, millet,
Mm-hmm.
and I have other lots of things I'm growing up in my country.
Okay. So how many years you have been gardening here at the Rainbow Garden? How many years? All the 5 years? Or
All the 5 years. Yeah.
all the 5 years. And here, what do you grow? I see some potato, I see some pepper, I see some lettuce, I see onion. What else do you grow here?
I mostly growing here potato, and this mustard is like you showed me. This is mustard. I put there bean, some onion, other things, not a potato in there.
I hope by August I will see growing your mustard here,
Yeah.
because I will be here about maybe once a month.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Stop at the spot over there.
My name is Marion.
How did you get here? What happened that you are here in this garden?
Well, it's kind of a surprise to myself as well. I heard through from my friend Maria that she had been invited to come to a place around the University of Manitoba, and that there was another gardening activity happening today. And she was wondering if I could perhaps give her a ride, and I thought I could do that. I love gardening, and so I was really curious about what was all going on here. And so I packed up the car and took the family and some equipment and some gloves, and here we are digging up the garden spot. And to my surprise, this is just a beautiful location here at the U of M, and this is so wonderful. And I know that Maria is quite excited about getting her hands in the dirt and planting some things, planting tomatoes and potatoes. Back in Tanzania a year ago when she was living there, she did plant potatoes and peanuts. So I don't think we'll be planting peanuts, but hopefully some carrots and tomatoes and onions. And so yeah, this looks like a really awesome place to do that.
So you say that you like gardening. What do you grow most of the time?
A number of different things, often potatoes, tomatoes, onions, chard, kale, spinach, radishes, carrots, yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. So, Maria, what expect to grow?
I think what Maria's planning to grow is tomatoes and potatoes and maybe some onions. We're just going to start with some basic things because those are the vegetables that she uses a lot in her cooking.
Okay. Is it anything she missed here in Canada that she was using to produce or to eat in Africa? What she would like to grow here?
I'm going to have to ask that question to Angwa. Is that okay?
Okay.
Angwa, what types of things do you miss here in Canada that you grew in Tanzania?
Corn.
Corn. Yes,
Corn.
you would like corn. And what else?
Karanga.
Karanga. It's a kind of peanut.
Peanuts, yes. Peanuts.
That's the rice.
Okay. Thank you very much for sharing your ideas, and thank you a lot.
You're welcome.
Okay, so Rainbow Gardens is just one of the many community garden projects we support within Winnipeg. We also support a lot of other community gardens in northern communities, including helping to build greenhouses, as well as providing training around gardening for people who are interested in growing food. So in addition to the garden here, which is for newcomers to Canada, we also do a number of other newcomer programs, and as well as programs in the north end of Winnipeg and other kind of underserved communities. So all these projects are kind of around the mind of providing food access and kind of nutrition training and these kinds of things around healthy and cultural foods to people in Manitoba.
Food access, that means people who doesn't have food, you give them some food, or you how?
So we don't actually provide food like a food bank does. We believe kind of the approach to food is more around getting people to have the access and resources to kind of get their own food. So for instance, in a lot of northern communities, there just isn't the food access that we have here. So here we have in Winnipeg, we have kind of a large range of places that we can access healthy, nutritious, and culturally appropriate foods. Whereas northern communities, it's very hard to get food, and especially fresh produce and that kind of thing to these communities. So we try to improve that access, most oftentimes by allowing people to kind of take control of their own food sources. So along those lines, we support programs that are geared towards cultural foods. So here that maybe looks like giving the people the opportunity to grow the foods they might be used to, or that are kind of used in their culture but aren't necessarily easy to find in Manitoba. And up north that looks like things kind of indigenous traditional food sources, so land-based food activities like hunting and trapping and gathering, as well as supporting programs that give access to healthy produce via growing or greenhouses or raising livestock. In Manitoba, I would say at least 20 or 30 would be my estimate.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you very much. That's all I have to know.
I garden in buckets. So this is garden.
Yeah! Good one. 3, 2, 1. Shot! Yay! We want one where everyone's like excited and jumping.
Okay. We're gonna jump.
On 3, jump! 3, 2, 1, 2! Good jumping!
So, you know what, I'm just going to introduce our board chair with Food Matters Manitoba and Raymond with Rainbow Gardens, and we're just going to do a little bit of a check presentation. So we're so thankful. We've actually have a couple of board members that came down for the day. So Jim Slater is on the board, as well as Angela Chaka, and Raymond is with Rainbow Gardens and does all of the coordination of the families in the gardening here. So I'm just going to give an opportunity to each of them to say a few words and to accept the generous donation that Shaw has provided to Food Matters to support the great programming that's happening with community. So, Brittany, do you want to start? There you go.
All the Shaw people, thank you so much for turning out and helping. Making it a really great event and just sort of seeing some of the great stuff that's happening in our community. Woo! Yeah, exactly. Awesome, thank you. Do you want to say anything? Woo! Yeah, thank you. So thanks, Shaw.
That's
Brian?
great. Thank you. Really just one thank you to everyone that came and showed up today to help out. I love all of the work and the families coming out as well to help. It's really great to see us kind of come together as families coming out as well to help. It's really great to see us kind of come together as a family and help out some families. So it's great. And, thank you Food Matters for kind of introducing us to this and giving us an opportunity to help out in the community.
That's awesome, thank you.
Great.
Raymond, you want to say a few words?
Yeah, I would like on behalf of all the families at the Rainbow Community Garden say big thank you to Shaw Cable and also to Food Matters Manitoba. As you can see on our sign here, the Rainbow Community Garden is sponsored by Food Matters Manitoba, and we also have a great support from North United Church in terms of space usage and all this. And of course the University of Manitoba, which has been providing us not only with land but also with water supply sometimes. And we cannot do this without external support. We have been committing our time as volunteers to get this project go, but the resources are instrumental in maintaining the project running, and that's what we are really lacking. We don't have resources. So through Food Matters, at least we have been getting some help, which allows us continuing this project. Otherwise, we won't have been continuing this. This is one of our sites, and we do consider it as a very important site because it's at the bus stop, and most of the families do bus here from downtown or from boroughs and from some neighborhoods to here. Many who cannot bike or who cannot take a bus to here do walk, and they walk from downtown to here. Yeah, back and forth, which is difficult. In the past years, we were getting some support from Asinico and Cadet Union with bus passes for those families, but this year, and also from Food Matters, but this year it's getting difficult. So that's why some of the families had to give up because of the transportation. So water, transportation, and resources to running this is problematic. So on behalf of all the families, not only for the university site, but for the floodway site, the Neverville site, the landmark site, the river high side, and all these places. On behalf of those families, I would like to say a big thank you to Shaw Cable. There was Shaw Cable coming here at one point, I think about 2 years ago with City TV to do a report here. And having you physically here today to help with the works here, it's incredibly to be appreciated. Thank you.
Do any of our gardeners want to say anything? Oh, do you want to cut?
Very much for the rainbow community garden and doing how much I bet I can do. But one thing I found it is we are getting encouragement also to develop the cultural together, different type of people here from the different country, and we are boosting our culture with mix up what the Canadian government wants, and that we are trying to mix up with all the communities. It is a great opportunity, I think.
You bet. So my name is Brian Frobisher. I'm the chair of the charitable committee here at Shaw. And really we came out here today looking for an opportunity to get involved with the community and to really start helping out and giving back to some of the people and the families that have our services and really live in our communities. So we saw the opportunity to pair up with Food Matters and help out in this garden, and really not just help with some of the work, but connect with the families and really try to help support the communities. So we started this project several months ago, and it's really been a work in progress to gather volunteers and to gather support throughout the organization to bring people here and to connect.
Is it the only one community you help, or do you have also another range of community you are involved to?
So Food Matters, in particular for this year, is one of our largest volunteer events. So we really are looking to get out and support the community in a variety of ways, and this was really our first take at it and our first involvement to get out and get some volunteers out this year. So we really focus on charities and organizations that help support kids and community and family, and Food Matters is absolutely a perfect fit there for that.
Is your program for this year or can last for the next coming years?
We would love to continue this partnership. I think we had a really good response from our staff and support coming out, so we would love to continue this as an annual event, and we'll try to make it even bigger throughout the next couple of events, getting more volunteers and having more people to help out to really make a difference here.
Thank you very much for it.
Thank you.